This is WGR-TV 2 Buffalo.
From the News Center for Western New York, this is NewsCenter 2 Weekend.
Good evening, I'm Mike Andre. The city of Toronto was shattered by two mass shootings today.
WGRZ TV 2, working harder to be Buffalo's best.
From the Center for News in Western New York, this is NewsCenter 2 with Susan Banks and Fred DeBrine.
Good evening. 17 people killed, including 2 hijackers.
This is WGRZ TV, Buffalo, New York. From NewsCenter 2, here's Susan Banks and Rich Tillman.
Good evening. Cheektowaga residents don't want a throughway entrance on William Street.
This is WGRZ TV 2 Buffalo. From the Center for News in Western New York, this is NewsCenter 2.
Good evening. I'm Fred DeBrine.
And I'm Susan Banks.
WGRZ TV 2, working harder to be Buffalo's best.
From the Center for News in Western New York, this is NewsCenter 2 with Beverly Armstrong and Mike Andre.
Good evening.
This is WGRZ TV, Buffalo, New York. From NewsCenter 2, here's Beverly Armstrong.
Good evening, everyone.
You're watching WGRZ TV 2, Buffalo, New York. Now, from your 24-hour news station, this is Channel 2 News, Nightside. You're watching WGRZ TV 2, Buffalo, New York. Now, from your 24-hour news station, this is Channel 2 News, Nightside.
Western New York is hit by a coating of sleet, making travel very hazardous tonight.
Plus, word that another American hostage will be given his freedom within the next 48 hours. Good evening, I'm Lori Lassalle.
And I'm Don Postles. More on the hot.
This is Channel 2 News, WGRZ TV, Buffalo. Now, Rich Kellman, Carol Kaplan, Kevin O'Connell Weather, and Ed Kilgore Sports bring you Channel 2 News first at 5.
Good evening. Buffalo and Amherst police are continuing their search for a serial rapist tonight.
You're watching WGRZ TV Channel 2 Buffalo. Live from the Channel 2 newsroom. This is Channel 2 News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Annette Farwell.
You're watching WGRZ TV, Channel 2 News. Now, Marty Ahrens, Lori Lasowski, Kevin O'Connell Weather, and Ed Kilgore Sports bring you Channel 2 News at 6.
You're watching NBC in Western New York. This is Channel 2 News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Douglas Bell.
And I'm Victoria Hong. The Bills have their first game of the preseason under their belt.
You're watching WGRZ, Channel 2 Buffalo. This is Channel 2 News Daybreak.
Dow rebounds as congressional leaders make a vow to fix the nation's economy.
We need to move forward on doing what's right for our country.
Plus, how an entire local town could be severely impacted by the recent takeover of a major mortgage lender.
And an attempted abduction in Orchard Park is investigated.
It's 4:59. Here's your forecast first.
While the cloudy skies and at times some on again, off again, light rain showers will be with us later on this evening. Temperatures falling through the 50s. More rain on tap for Wednesday with a daytime high of 60. First at 5 begins right now.
Well, just the promise of swift action by Congress was enough to spark a rebound on Wall Street today, a day after its largest point drop ever. The Dow Jones ended the day up more than 485 points. And good evening, everyone. I'm Scott Levin.
And I'm Jody Johnston.
You're watching WGRZ TV, Channel 2, Buffalo. This is Channel 2 News Tonight with Victoria Hogg, Douglas Bell, Kevin O'Connell Weather, and Ed Kilgore Sports. Channel 2 News Tonight continues.
Welcome back, everyone. An attempted robbery at an
Happening now on Channel 2 News Tonight, paving the way for people who do important, if unnoticed work that affects your life every day. The road to recovery for an officer shot in the line of duty. Tonight, cautious good news. The long haul to Powerball. How close are we to having another big jackpot lottery game in New York? All that and more now on Channel 2 News Tonight.
Good evening. Those stories in a moment, but first, this one's happening right now.
Judge Best Newscast in New York State. Channel 2 News Daybreak starts now.
Good morning, everybody. Winter weather advisories and warnings are in effect for much of western New York as the snow continues to fall.
And a school district is in shock over the sudden death of one of its students allegedly killed by a family member. Today is Monday, February 21st, 2011. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Daybreak. Coming up on 5.
From Western New York's Information Center, Channel 2 News Daybreak Saturday morning starts now.
Good morning. A former Niagara Falls mayor is indicted on felony conspiracy charges. Western New Yorkers are paying the highest prices, gas prices that is, in the nation. And police in Tonawanda issue a warning about a check scam.
Judge Best Newscast in New York State. Channel 2 News, first at 5, starts now.
Finalizing funding. Lawmakers finally turn the page and come to an agreement on how much they're giving libraries.
I need the whole dinner just done for me because it's just easier.
Last-minute shoppers stocking up on more than just stocking stuffers. Plus, blocking the blackout. One local business owner steps up, buying thousands of Bills tickets as a present to Western New York.
From Western New York's Information Center, Channel 2 News at 6 starts now.
To me, it's like it happened yesterday. It may as well have happened yesterday. And we need some closure.
A decade later, a family searching for answers 10 years after a gruesome murder. One local family mourning the loss of their young son after a tragic drowning early this morning on Grand Island. Also a plan to make city polls safer. One Buffalo lawmaker wants some changes when it comes to how people visit the polls. And tonight, heading to rehab. A congressman asked for a leave of absence in the wake of his big Twitter scandal. Good evening. We've got some hazy sunshine in downtown Buffalo right now, but a bit of a gray day otherwise across Western New York.
From Western New York's Information Center, Channel 2 News Tonight starts now.
They claimed you didn't have any help, and you got in over your head, and that's how this whole thing happened.
Horses returned. Hear from the woman who had her animals taken away from her by the SPCA, but will soon get some back.
Channel 2 News, not HD. HD on your side. First at 5 starts now.
A much-needed gift. Now, every student in the city of Buffalo will be able to go to college for free. We'll explain how and talk to the man who helped make it possible.
Do you know how many problems and how dysfunctional the educational system here is?
We're counting down the top stories of the day, including how a major hike in the state's minimum wage could affect local workers and businesses. And a man admits he lied about allegations involving Syracuse's former assistant basketball coach. Plus, we'll tell you about a construction project on a major highway that may send you on a detour this weekend. 10 at 10 starts now.
Hello, and thanks for joining us this Friday night for the 10 at 10 countdown. I'm Melissa Holmes.
Every lawmaker who represents Western New York in federal government is now calling on the...
Tonight, first at 5, terror plot thwarted.
Had this plot been carried out, it would have resulted in innocent people being killed or seriously injured.
What police north of the border are saying about a planned attack on a train. Plus, Boston suspect developments, what the 19-year-old accused of carrying out the twin bombings with his brother will and will not be charged with. And throughway victims, we hear from the relatives of 3 people who died in a crash on the 90s.
And there are 2 big stories that we are watching tonight concerning alleged shocking details. Police in Canada say that they have just arrested 2 people who were planning on attacking trains near the border. Plus, charges have been filed in the Boston bombing case. We will share the criminal complaint and show you the morning as the victim was laid to rest. Plus, a grieving family continues their search for answers after last week's triple fatality on the thruway. And as he celebrates a birthday milestone, we catch up with Russ Salvatore about his career. Channel 2 News at 6 starts now. Tonight we have more on a major developing story. This is coming out of Toronto this afternoon, where authorities say that they have foiled a terror plot there. Good evening, I'm Scott Levin.
And I'm Mary Alice Demler.
Tonight, an apartment protest. Why dozens of Hamburg homeowners are fighting to stop a new complex from going up. Also tonight, a school in mourning after the sudden death of a local teacher on a school trip abroad. Plus, a call for equality. Hear from a group of local Catholics pushing for women to become priests in the church. And distracted driving. How using your phone behind the wheel is soon going to cost you a whole lot more. 2 on your side at 10 starts now.
Hey, good evening. I'm Scott Levin. We begin tonight with a housing controversy in Hamburg. Tonight, apartment controversy. Some homeowners in Hamburg say they don't want a complex going up in their backyard. Plus, mourning the loss of a young local teacher who lost her life after a school trip abroad. And a couple of hot topics. The Supreme Court hears arguments in a case about same-sex marriage, while there's a protest here in Buffalo, people pushing for women to become priests in the Catholic Church. Channel 2 News Tonight starts right now. Well, you know, there's lots of things that attract homeowners to the...
No water for a week. It's a problem some people are facing in the falls, and they want answers. And eyes on the prize. The bills look to stay focused in unfamiliar territory. Channel 2 News First at 5 starts now.
The snow and winds that made a nightmare of things one night ago are past, but the cold is only going to get worse. Good evening, I'm Mary Alice Demler.
And hello, everyone. I'm Scott Levin. Things are going to get downright frigid in the next couple of days.
We are Channel 2 News. We are WGRZ.